In my times in prison, in the block, yeah, to keep you quiet, they used to put a thing called bromide in your tea. Bromide was like a drug that knocked you out. It's something you drunk and it just knocked you out. It was usually put into your tea, yeah. So it's a bromide tea. You get that. That's a thing that most people know about bromide tea. Yeah? It's tea, but they put bromide in it to knock your spark out. Tommy Robinson, I should imagine at the minute he's not. Obviously, he wouldn't be getting none of that. Hopefully, but if he's waking up in the morning, his routine to be up in the morning, get out of bed, make yourself a cup of tea, turn the television on, his radio on, more likely television. I don't think they got YouTube in there. I don't think so. They might have. I don't know. Yeah, but if he turns his telly on, after he turns his television on, maybe he's got a kettle, so he make himself a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or whatever he's going to do. Then they come and open his door for breakfast. Tommy Robinson, as you say, don't have breakfast. He might go out for a bit of bread and butter, I suppose. I don't know. Come back to his cell. Bosh, they bang the door. He has his little bit of breakfast. Then he might lay in his bed. He might lay in his bed, watch a bit of telly. This is the normal thing people do in prison. This sounds a bit over the top, but this is what they do. They lay in the bed a lot, yeah? And try to think. So all of a sudden he might nod off for an hour, 2 hours, the door opens up. Come on, Tommy Watson, exercise. So he might go to the gym for an hour, he come out of the gym. He might get a shower, if he's lucky, goes in the shower, comes out of the shower, banged up again. They bang him up for another hour, and then it's his dinner time, yeah? So whether or not he comes out for his dinner is another thing. He might open his tin of tuna, his tin of salmon, his tin of corned beef, or whatever he has, yeah? So he's taking that back to shore. He might go to the hot plate. He might go and get a few vegetables, a bit of potato. Everyone says he's not getting it, but believe me, he's getting it. He's going to the hot plate and getting food. Without a shadow of a doubt, he's doing that. He might say, no, he ain't, but he is. They all do. They all say no at the beginning, but they all do, especially down the block. You're not on the wing where you can run around and get different bits and pieces. You're in the block. So he's more like getting bits and pieces off the hot plate. It's dinner time, so he's got his bit of salmon, maybe his corned beef, his tuna, something else. He might have peaches, so he can have peaches and cream, pineapple and cream, things like that, yeah? So they've opened all his tins for him, or he might even have a tin opener. That he's got a tin opener, I bet he might have, yeah? It's all changed now. So then they bang up again. They bang up for, what, an hour? Sleep off again because of the food, yeah? Sleep, it's what you do in prison. You're going to lay in your bed, sleep. Maybe he says he ain't doing that. Maybe he says he's doing the emails and all this, that and the other. But 9 times out of 10, they're kipping on the bed, doing the bed asleep. They wake him up, boom, wake him up, get him out of bed, maybe the gym, maybe exercise, comes back, and that is his day. That's his day. I should imagine his day stops at 4, 5 o'clock. As it open his door for tea time, maybe get his bit of bread. I should imagine a bit of butter. Maybe get a little bit of food that make it looks okay that they can't get into. Maybe ham, beef, whatever. You know, I think that he will be personally myself. So he's getting all that. He's going back to his shoulder, opening tins of meat, tins of this, tins of that. He get pissed off with that. He will start eating off the hot plate. He might even have a good screw in there that's getting a little bit of food. You do get them screws, yeah? So then he's banged up for the night. In the seg unit, I shouldn't imagine that he's got any windows that open in his cell. He might have, but Wood Hill, I think it's a newest prison, so they might have plastic like windows with holes in them, yeah? Where the air can blow through, but you can't open it and look out. You can't open the window. It'd be plastic windows, yeah? With little holes in to let the air in, and that's it, yeah? So that's his window. He can't open it up, look out. He can't talk to people. It's very hard. So he's down the block, and that's his day, right? That's his day now. He might bang up. He might go to sleep. He'd be maybe looking at the emails, watching telly till late because you're sleeping all day, yeah? And then he gets into bed, he goes, that's his day, every day, right? And it becomes a pain in the arse because there's things you want to do, you can't do it now. Especially, I mean, in my time, but in Tommy time, it might be completely different. You might be able to knock on the door and get a phone call. In my times, you could knock on the door, you just about get a bit of paper to write, and you won't get no letters or nothing, yeah? But this is Tommy Robinson's time, this is prison today, yeah? So he's more likely now, I should imagine, he's sleeping, maybe go to sleep at 1 o'clock, half 1, 2 o'clock, get up in the morning, same thing again. But what happens then, you've got to keep yourself active. This is why people have got to keep sending them emails and doing things like that, because you've got to keep your mind active. You're in a block, your mind starts to go, you don't know what you're doing, yeah? You know what you're doing, you're watching a bit of television, but you're in a room. What's the room in a cell? What is it? 7 foot by 10 foot? 8 foot by 10 foot? Something like that. Or maybe a little bit more, 8 foot by 12 foot. A bed, a cupboard, bits of television, wardrobe, a little silly wardrobe. I had a wardrobe, you know, it's a cupboard with a drawer. Thing at the side where you put your bits and pieces, your clothes and stuff. Another bit at the side you put your shirts, t-shirts and all. Then you might have a little wash thing. It's no good, yeah. So if you was up in the big wing, well, you'd be able to get your bits and pieces. You'll be able to get some nice things to make your cell a little bit cleaner, look nicer, more like a home, look a little flat, yeah. But that's the normal thing, right? That's what you do. Go and get bits of material. Buy a bit of material. Someone put it on the top, make it look a bit nice, yeah. But because he's down there, he ain't getting all that. So now, what's he been in now? I don't know, what, 10 weeks, 8 weeks, something like that. I don't know how long he's been there for. But 8 weeks, 9 weeks. You know, and that in a seg unit is quite a long time. I should imagine his mind has started going a bit dodgy. You know, it's not a good thing to be in when you're not seeing nobody, not talking to anybody because you've got no windows to talk out of. All you're going to talk to is the screws outside and maybe a phone that you might be able to get for 10 minutes or 5 minutes to talk to someone, and your mind starts going. You're not in the right environment. You're not talking to people. It's like it's a proper, you know. Even people say, you know, it's not a punishment. It's a punishment for your mindset. It's a punishment for your mindset because all he's doing in there at the minute, I should imagine, is thinking about his wife and his kids. That's all he's thinking about, I should imagine, at the minute. Night time, he's thinking about his wife and his kids, what they're up to, what they're doing. That's all he's thinking about. He's forgetting about Tommy Robinson outside doing the marches, all the other people talking. He's forgetting about all them. He kind of nothing doing them. It's driving him mad. You know what I mean? He don't want to get involved with that. Let them do that. That's their job, yeah. But you know, that's all he's doing at the minute. He's trying to get himself together. He's trying to keep his head. He's trying to keep his mind occupied on something. You know, you usually find that they start drawing a lot. They start doing other things like in your cell, press ups, sit ups, burpees, leg thrust, all them sort of things. Even though you go to the gym, you come to your cell, you're banged up, you've got nothing to do, you've been sleeping for fucking hours, you know, and then at night time, you get in your bed, don't forget you're in a little square space, you've got no windows. I shouldn't think his windows will be plastic with holes in it, I should imagine. I don't know. It might be that they slide across. I doubt it very much because it's in a seg unit. As I said, he ain't got no one to talk to. He can't knock on the wall and start talking to someone. He ain't got no one there. That's what he's saying. You know, so in a way, his old nut. He's got a flask maybe. He's filling his flask like the cocoa, coffee, tea or whatever. You know, he's having it, you know, and because he's lost weight, he said he's lost 3 kilos. 3 kilos, sometimes it don't mean to say that you're not eating, that you lose 3 kilos. You lose 3 kilos because you're in a little confined space, and your body's like it just goes to pot. It goes to pot. You're not, your muscles. Your muscle starts eating your fat, or your fat start eating your muscle, and that's what it's about. You start deflating, even though you're going to the gym or doing things. It's being like solid confinement, being in a cell where you don't talk to no one, you don't do nothing. A lot of people out there saying, people have got to be sending emails in and all that all the time. I don't know how it works in the seg unit. When he says people send him emails, how does he read them? Do they put it on paper or what? Does he have a little computer in there? I don't know what he's got in there, you know what I mean? Because I say, it's different now. It's different where we allowed a lot more than what it was in my time. In my time, you crack up. If anybody's ever seen a picture of me, when I went in prison, you will notice that my hair was pitch black. I had thick black hair, really fucking thick black hair, all my family. And when I come out after doing a big sentence, I had no hair at all. I had hair, but hardly anything. Because when you wake up in the morning and you get all that pressure, you don't realise that you start losing your hair. You wake up in the morning and you might have 4 bits of hair on your pillow, which ain't nothing, you just brush it off. But 7 days a week you're doing that, and in a month you've lost quite a bit of hair. And over the years you've lost a lot more hair. You know what I mean? It's what happens. I really hope that he doesn't get no more birds, yeah? Because I don't think that he'll be able to cope. If he goes and gets a little bit more bird, I don't think he can cope being down the block that little bit longer, like that. It's not easy, mate. It's not easy. It's not easy. Believe it ain't easy. It doesn't matter what you got down there. You're still bained up in that little space, and your mind's gone. Is gone. As soon as he hits that bed, he ain't thinking about Paul Thorpe. He ain't thinking about Tootsie TV. He ain't thinking about Richard. He ain't thinking about all the mothers. All he's thinking about is his wife and his kids. That's all he's thinking about, what they're up to, what they're doing. I really miss you and all that game, you know what I mean? And that's what happens, mate. And you're doing that 7 days a week. It drives you mad. It drives you mad, I can tell stories about me, but I won't. It's in my book, yeah? But you wouldn't believe it, mate. You don't think, you got to remember that in prison, that prison officers are not normal people. They're not normal people, mate. You can't be normal to bang someone up in a little cell like that and go in and bash them up. You can't be normal to do that. You're not normal, mate. I've met maybe three screws out of 1,000 screws that are proper decent people. If you work with them, yeah, they're proper decent people, or people on your wing, on your landing, that you get to know. They're all right, but once they start changing, then people become arseholes, and that's what happens down the seg unit with Tommy at the minute. Because what will happen with Tommy at the moment, he'll have maybe, I don't know, 2 screws down there. He ain't having no more, because he said that all the cells are empty, which I can't see it, but that's what he says. So maybe there's 2 screws down there watching him, and he might get maybe 2 screws that are really good screws that come in and say, look, Tom, yeah, mate, there's a little bit of grub there for you. I'm trying to be looking at it and thinking, no, I don't want that. But after a while, he'll eat it, a bit of chicken or something like that, or a sandwich. Then you get the screws in there. You might bang on your door and say, Governor, is there any chance of me having a quick phone call? and you get a screw, say, yeah, all right, in a minute, and 2 hours later, you're still doing the same thing, knocking on the door, can I have the phone call, governor? Oh yeah, I forgot, in a minute, mate, and they forget all about it. And that goes on, and it drives you crazy. You know, every one of us now, are sitting in your house watching television, nice sofa, nice telly, YouTube, or whatever you've got on, cook food when you want to cook food, everything in the fridge. It's nice, you can go out for a walk, you can drive for a drive, you can do what you like, your mind's sweet. But if you've got a problem, even indoors, yeah, if you've got a problem, you go in bed, you're tossing and turning all night trying to fucking work it out. So imagine what you're like in a little cell, trying to work it out. Well, you can't get out of your bed. Well, you can get out of your bed, but you can't go out. You can't walk out. You can't walk out, and you've got to work it out yourself. You know, you're there, you're thinking, oh, what the fuck's going on? What is going on? Well, he's lucky. Well, he's not lucky. He ain't lucky being in there. He's not lucky being in the cell with everything he could possibly have. He's still unlucky. But where he is a bit luckier, he's got maybe a sink in there and maybe a toilet. You know, that's one good thing that he's got. He ain't got to do it in a pot. You know, because if he's in a seg unit, he'd have to do his toilet in a pot. And he'd have to take it to the recess in the morning. And believe me, your cell smells like a sewer after that, you know what I mean? Especially when there's no air coming in or going out, you know. But anyway, that's Tommy. I should imagine that's Tommy's day. Try and sit in your toilet, you know, for an hour. An hour. Go in your toilet and just sit in there for an hour. Think. You want to come out, mate. Anyway, bang, bang, mail. Nice one.